Hello and welcome to Overbooked Book Talks. My name is Kari. I am a staff person here at the Mount Airy Branch Library of Carroll County Public Library, and I come to you each month with a short book talk about a book that I have found really fascinating recently, some newer books that you may not have read yet, and that are really great for sharing with your friends, with your book clubs. I know that we can't be in person to meet here for book clubs at the library at this point in time, but hopefully you're staying in contact with some friends and reading some really great things while we're all being safe at home and having some great virtual talks or talks over the telephone as well. So today I'm going to share with you this book by Anissa Gray. It is the author's debut novel, which you guys know I love debut authors. I think that it's fantastic to find new voices that haven't been out there before. This book, The Care and Feeding of Ravenously Hungry Girls, it's kind of a mouthful of a title there, but it's really a beautiful title, beautiful book, beautiful cover. I'll briefly read the inside flap to you so you get an idea of what the book is about, and then I'll kind of give you some of my reflections about the book as well. So, The Care and Feeding of Ravenously Hungry Girls by Anissa Gray. So it is referred to, this blurb here, it's The Mothers Meets an American Marriage in this dazzling debut novel about mothers and daughters, identity and family, and how the relationships that sustain you can also be the ones that consume you. The Butler family has had their share of trials, as sisters Althea, Viola, and Lillian can attest, but nothing prepared them for the literal trial that will upend their lives. Althea, the eldest sister and substitute matriarch, is a force to be reckoned with, and her younger sisters have alternately appreciated and chafed her at her strong will. They are as stunned as the rest of the small community when she and her husband Proctor are arrested, and in a heartbeat, the family goes from being one of the most respected in town to utter disgrace. The worst part is, not even her sisters are sure exactly what happened. As Althea awaits her fate, Lillian and Viola must come together in the house they grew up in to care for their sister's teenage daughters. What unfolds is a stunning portrait of the heart and core of an American family, and a story that is as gripping as it is important. So there it is, The Care and Feeding of Ravenously Hungry Girls by Anissa Gray. So I don't generally show you any books that I don't completely love and think are great for conversation, and this is no exception. You have this character-driven story. The scene opens up where Althea, the oldest sister who is on trial, she's sitting in jail awaiting her trial, and you don't really know what has happened. Each of the chapters is written from the perspective of one of the sisters, but it's really easy to keep track of. I know I've read some books in the past where they alternate perspective throughout the book and have these long family trees and things like this. This is really straightforward. It's a great in-depth book, but it's really easy to tell the voices apart. Anissa Gray really does a fantastic job of really forming these well-rounded characters in these three sisters and the other characters as well, the twin daughters, the husband. They have a brother as well, so it's just really fantastic storytelling. It's not too confusing as you go through and alternate the chapters and the perspective. But so it's really a truly character-driven story. A lot of people have compared it to An American Marriage, which is another fantastic novel that came out in the last few years. It would also be really great if you are interested in kind of family drama, character-driven, like Ann Patchett, Bill Clegg. I think those are great author read-alikes if you are looking for a new author and have liked those authors. I think Anissa Gray really takes a deep dive into the details of the character's circumstances, and it's still a fast pace. You still have that like mysterious plot. It's not fully a mystery, but you're really piecing the pieces together as you go. The title, even though it's a little bit of a mouthful, The Care and Feeding of Ravenously Hungry Girls. It's so good. It's so multi-layered. At first, I kind of thought that it was just referring to the twin daughters because they're teenagers. They're having a really hard time struggling as teenagers with both of their parents being placed in jail. You have the dynamic with their aunts trying to take care of them. But really, as you get into the novel, that title is referring to the three women, the sisters, and how they have filled their hunger with different vices, different things. Usually I take issue when the word girls is used with in a title referring to people who are actually women. I think there are just a ton. Don't even have to give you any examples. There are so many books out there that refer to women as girls. I really think it infantilizes them and does them a disservice. But in this book, I will accept it because these three characters, Lillian, Viola, Althea, their personalities and their characters, who they are and what they've done with their lives, really was formed, just like most of us, in their childhood. So their mother died young. Althea, the oldest sister, had to take care of the younger siblings. And they went through a lot of hard times. So all three of them have kind of been left with these scars, these holes, these voids in their lives from when they were children, just girls growing up. And they each filled it with a different vice, a different character flaw, however you'd like to look at it. But it's just really interesting and really an honest book. I think it doesn't gloss over a lot of the things that most American families deal with. And it's just really, really well written. So it's so fascinating, the way it's told, the way the story unfolds. It's conversational in tone. It's very quickly paced, even though there are a lot of details in it. But you're kind of, as a reader, piecing together not only what happened that landed Althea in jail, but you're also piecing together the family dynamic and how these women ended up where they are and truly who they are as people. Very much like how you yourself might look back on your own family or yourself, your own life, either through self-reflection or therapy, and start to piece together how you ended up being who you are and doing what you do. It really takes the long view, but the author doesn't make it easy on the reader. They don't just lay it out there like a story being told for you to view. You're really in it and piecing it together. So it really makes it a creative story. It's really a great conversation starter, which is why I recommended it for Overbooked Book Talks. And it's just fantastic. I don't want to necessarily say that it's an enjoyable read. Some of the scenes are cringeworthy. Some of them are, you really grow attached to these characters, and they are very flawed people in very flawed situations. So it really makes you feel a lot of feelings for them. But it's just so honest and well written. And I mean cringeworthy in their behaviors, not necessarily in the way it's written. It's just so really well written. And they're flawed in a realistic way that every human is flawed and every family is flawed. It doesn't gloss over the things that make humans human. So I highly encourage you to read The Care and Feeding of Ravenously Hungry Girls. If you have read it or you're going to read it and want to comment here on your thoughts on the book, that would be fantastic. Like I said, definitely share it with your friends and family. It really makes a good conversation starter. If you need to get the book in your hands, here at CCPL, we're currently open for limited services. So you can always put the book, the physical copy of a book, on hold and come in and pick it out and check it out at our self-check machine, just like you would normally. We still have our express service, so if you're trying to make your trip to the library a little bit quicker and a little bit safer, you can still take advantage of our express service. You just go online, put the book on hold. We'll send you a link to schedule your time to pick it up, and the bags will be ready and already checked out to you when you come in to grab your book, just like you would maybe take out. If you're still a little leery and want to stay at home, or you just like reading on your e-reader or your computer or hearing the audio, definitely check out our website still. It's www.library.com overbooked.carr.org. And we have all of our ebook, audiobooks still available through Overdrive or the Libby app and Hoopla. So check out those online resources as well. So thank you for joining me for Overbooked Book Talks this month. I hope you're all staying healthy and happy. I hope to see you in person someday soon. And enjoy this book. It's really beautifully written. It's a great fall read. And check it out. Thank you so much.